Kelela, we were driving in Principal's car, and he started showing me like Night Slugs demos that she'd vocaled, just like really raw ones. But
really?
that was like, it was a couple of days before I met you. The main thing is that we influence each other through the work, really. So we play together, you know, DJ together, just listen to what each other's doing, listen to demos and things like that, and then just like respond to the releases, really, and just respond to each other. There's not so much like strategic planning or whatever else kind of that really ties us together. You know, each label kind of does their own thing, but it's really the community where it crosses over and where you start to get like interesting things happening. It's like where everyone's style meets everyone else's style.
I first heard, the first batch of tracks that Principal had sort of delivered to me to get me to sing over. The ones that were darkest, I just started to develop an ear for each of their sounds and sort of what each of their approach was, but also hearing the thread between all of them, which was, it sounded like a totally different zone. It sounded like I busted the corner. Like I didn't see that there, but I busted the corner. It's like a festival's going on. Do you know what I mean? I didn't name that grime up to very, very recently, but
you wouldn't be able to like identify it.
I wouldn't be able to. My genre, within electronic music, my ability to sort of discern which one is which, it's just really not sharpened like that. But
good.
I know what I feel, and so the grime cadence, the sort of rhythmic pattern that is pretty much like the thing that you go, oh, that's a grime track. That I am about that life.
My favorite thing about almost the grime genre is like when girls would sing on it, because it's like it does create that balance. But I've never really had the opportunity to try and make something like that myself, or up until now. I've always wanted to, but like the right person hasn't really come along, and also what I do is a little bit more out there than your average grime track. So. And
that your average vocalist is trying to deal with.
Exactly, that's the thing.
So that's like actually most of that gets canceled out because no singers being like. I mean, there's very few singers that are.
But you can kind of see where I'm trying to take it,
Totally.
And it's like that's why I think it really works.
Yeah.
I make a lot of instrumental music, or have done in the past, so you do have to think about how our voice is going to fit in there. Luckily, what I do tends to be pretty stripped down anyway, so it kind of lends itself like there's all the gaps.
Like precisely why I was fucking with it in the first place. You know what I mean?
Like there's so much space in there.
It was basically like. There's like a little bit of high end over here, and then basically the mids it's just like maybe one element,
like detail,
one thing, and that's it. And then it's all down here, which is like, oh, I'll just sit right here.
Yeah, so there's kind of a natural space left there, but my process does change, like, especially when I was working on a lie, it's like, as well, the way that kind of happened was kind of strange too, because I already had something to respond to. So I wasn't working from scratch for the tracks that I did for Cut For Me. So yeah, my process did change because it was very much like producing for.
Totally.
But the new stuff we've been doing, I'd say, is a bit different because it's definitely way more down my kind of thought process and my alley of work. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah. Singing over a track, like when I first started performing the music that I was making in LA. Was sort of the worst thing in my head, because I had come from like a jazz space or like an indie rock sort of bandy space. So giving cues and doing working with instruments and just giving it like that, being able to interact with other people in that way was like sort of everything, and it makes it okay, makes you more comfortable. When it's everybody.
Yeah.
Back to back.
It's like the ultimate back to back.
Basically, I'm in a bed, in a really warm bed. It's very comfortable, and it's like not a hard thing, for me to get in there. When people are responding with their bodies, rather than like their faces at you. You know what I mean? It creates,
and then like applaud, and then you do the next track.
Exactly. It's like and it's like, okay, next time.
Yeah.
That is a different experience than somebody who's like, you see them go in when you go further in. It becomes like more honest feedback. Emoting in front of somebody produces a different thing than when I do it by myself. So I know that like I do like to take like my initial first takes in front of the producer, like with them in the room, because I don't know, if even if I see him or her go like, you know, if somebody silently does a, you know, like that, it affects me, and I, you know, perform more. I'd go further into that zone, whatever it is that I did. So I do, yeah, definitely prefer to be with everyone. When I'm singing with other DJs in the crew, they're playing a backing track of mine. So it is a backing track that I know and I'm familiar with, and I know all the changes. Sometimes there's backing vocals in the track, you know, so it's sort of fixed in a certain way. But with this, it basically like loosens up the knot. Like it's more jazz-like, you know. It basically allows for more improvisation. It's still kind of fixed. It's like you know, a slightly different game. It's exhilarating. It's like,
yeah.
I have to turn around and like either like grab him or like
just like
yeah. Yes, or you know, if I hit a high note or if I like do something, I'll be like woo, like, or you know, it just allows for that moment or those moments to happen.
It's like as a raver or as a DJ, it's just really good because it's just the ultimate rush. You know what I mean?
It's like the best feeling. It's the reason why I do it. You know what I mean? That's that feeling. Actually, not the post like, what do you think of this, or like, you know, the feedback or anything. It's actually the creative process, the moment that you're like, oh my god, with this project, with the Cut For Me, I like, everybody could say it sucks, and I actually like really when we all finished the work and I heard like even the initial mixes, I was just so ready, so happy. Like I already like did it, you know, the thing that I tried to do, or the most accomplished feeling has already like happened, because I've been thinking about that, and it does have so much to do with just like a vocal performance that is full, you know, like full in range, full in, you know, different sounds, just the sounds that are present. Yeah.